Welcome to another episode of Trendy with Allison, and this is a Kim's Chair solo rant. Subscribe to stay connected, tap that bell to stay notified, and rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you. Alrighty, you guys, we are going back to the yellow folder today. And I love this folder because this is where I get to share fun salon stories and thoughts about working in the salon with, nearly 30 years in, seeing some of the same people, you know what I mean? Like longer than both of my marriages, like put together. I mean, I've been doing this so long that it's almost as old as my 32-year-old son. Like, that is wild sauce. But today I want to have a little fun with you guys. So, lock in, girls and boys, and listen up because it's all about you today. I mean, a little bit about me, but mostly about you, which I love. You get to the salon, right? Your stylist welcomes you with open arms, or at least I hope so. You sit in your stylist chair and you think you're just sitting there, right? Putting your bottle down, your purse. But are you? Here's what you don't know, you guys. Your little highly intuitive hairdresser, we can tell a lot about you in the first 15 minutes of you sitting in our chair. And I am here to tell you how. First of all, people always think hairdressers are looking at their hair. And we are looking at your hair, right? Of course we are. But us nosy little hairdressers, we're also paying attention to something else. And that is yo ass. Just kidding. You, in my most proper tone. I mean, Avi, it's not creepy. We're not like, you guys are like, huh? Like, what you mean you looking at me? Like, what are you actually looking at? What I mean by that is, like, take me, for example. I've probably spent by now, over 40,000 million hours at this point standing behind the chair. And after a while, I can't help but notice patterns because when you spend that much time with strangers who become regular familiar faces in your life, you begin to recognize like human behavior. Like, how could you not? So today I want to tell you what we noticed about clients in the first 15 minutes of an appointment. Interesting, right? And I'm not going to put it all on you guys because that's not me. You're also going to find out I'm guilty of one of them myself. So let's start with the easiest one, shall we? I can usually tell within the first minute what kind of haircut this is going to be from how you sit. Yes, there are the people who talk with their whole body. Every dang sentence comes with a head movement, a hair shake. Spoken! And I'm over here trying to cut a straight line, okay, or trying to round out a curl. And I'm like, girl, you want to finish your story first? Or can we finish your story after? How about that? And you know who you are. But then there are the people who cannot, and I mean cannot, talk to me through the mirror. I'll ask a question and they turn their entire body around to answer me. And I say people, but I'm really talking about one person. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm holding scissors or I'm just mixing your color. I'm thinking, I can hear you through the mirror, right? I can hear. I don't need to see. I have a client, and like I said, sorry, girl, she actually turns the chair around when I'm standing behind her mixing color and moving about. In my studio, for reference, it's only 80 square feet, y'all. And it's not that I'm bothered by the turn. I mean, I am a little because she pushes off using my station like every turn. So it's noticeable and no one else does it. So that's a pattern, right? I mean, Lord Jesus, may she never, ever, ever listen to my podcast. Okay. But it makes me feel like I'm kind of on display and that's uncomfortable. Plus, I have to keep turning her back around when I work on her hair. And I love you, girl. I love you so much. You're the absolute best. It's not you. I think it's not you. I think it's me.
I just want you to know that it's not you, it's me.
I'm just getting old and crotchety, which means I probably need to retire. But let's move on. Then there's the cell phone head. You know who you are. head down, scrolling the whole entire appointment. I'm trying to cut the crown of your head, girl. So when you're checking Instagram, your head goes down, I lift it up. Your head goes down, I lift it up. Never mind the scissors in my other hand, but it's all good though. I mean, but is it though? It's really not, but it is. Okay. And then there's my personal favorite, back to the phone, the picture shower. Oh, yes. As we're working, you're showing us pictures and videos and expecting us to hone in on them. Like, how? Love you. Then let's talk about the tilter. The head tilts to the side. You know, you need to work against the head, but they come toward you, so you really can't get that leverage. Like you literally want to put your foot on their head to hold it still so you can actually cut, especially when you're trying to face frame, you're trying to over direct layers. I need your head to be straight so I can over direct the hair. But nope, I go this way, you come with me. I go that way, you come with me. I pull your head forward so I can cut against it. You lean your head back. I mean, girl, get your head off of a swivel like you have neck muscles. You're not a mannequin. You can hold your neck muscles. Hold your head still. Hold your head in position. That's what we want. None of what I mentioned is wrong, of course. It's all good. Like, seriously, it is. But you know how my little mind works. I get to wondering, does the way we sit in the salon say something about how we move in life? I'm just curious. Then there's the apologizer. Oh my goodness. This one gets me every time. They sit down, and before I can even say hello, they're already apologizing. Oh my gosh, I meant to wash it, Kim. My hair is so dirty. Oh my God, I thought this morning, like, or it's, what else are they apologizing for? Oh my gosh, like, I'm sorry it's so damaged. I should have called sooner, yada, yada, yada. Just apology after apology after apology. And I always think, why are you apologizing? You're literally here to fix the problem. That's like going to your dentist and apologizing for having a cavity. I mean, that's why you're there. I mean, do you need a hug? Because let me hug you.
Why don't we have that kind of relationship?
I'm a hugger. I love a good hug. And low key, my loving to hug, that's actually how I got COVID in 2020. And you know who you are. I never called you out, but I was secretly stewing for giving you that accidental hug. But I digress. But back to the apologizer. Sometimes it really does make me a little sad, though, especially for us women. Why do so many of us feel like we have to apologize? Like before we even get started? Like, do men ever do that? I've never had a man client do that. Have you ever noticed that, or is it just me? Then there's the little white liar. Now, let's talk about this one. Like, real talk. It's not bad lies, just harmful ones, as in harmful to your hair. I forgive you, though, white liars. And by the way, that's white hyphen or in quote liars, not white people who lie. I mean, I have to clarify that though, in this climate right now. It is wild in those, I don't know, culture streets. But anyway, when you lie, and I know it's between you and your flat iron, all right? But clients who say, I never use heat, when you know damn well that you do, or I haven't colored it, when your roots literally are whispering to me, girl, yes, she did. Or they're like, she beats me when you're not here. Anyway, those people that say, I wash it at least once a week, or I don't wash it a lot, Kim. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't care. But here's the cold part. I don't need you to confess anything. I'm not the hair police. Well, I kind of am. No, I actually am. I think I'm the chief of the hair police, to be honest. But anyway, the hair, you guys, the hair tells me everything I need to know. I promise you, it does. So there is no need for you to waste your voluntary lie. Always reminds me of when I was 18 years old. I went to my doctor, and my doctor asked me if I smoked. And I said, of course I did. I was a social smoker. I was a 18-year-old kid, or 19 or whatever I was. And I promise you, I was probably after 19. It was 19 because I would not have smoked while pregnant with my now 40-year-old son. Anyway, my doctor, he said, "Do you smoke?" And I said, because he was checking my lungs or whatever. And I said, "No," real quick, "No." You know how we do with our white lies. And he said, well, looking me dead in the eye, "Well, you need to stop not smoking." All right, noted. And then also, I have a client, she's a dental hygienist, and she says all these kids now who are modern day smoking, vaping, right? She's like, "Are you vaping?" This is like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid. And they're like, "No, no," because their parents are waiting for them right in the lobby. And she's like, "From my view, I can see blisters down your throat. So, just so you know, that's what vaping does. It literally is burning your esophagus. But hey, who am I to judge? Now, let's get to the perfect posture client. We love them. They sit straight. You point their head forward, it stays forward. You turn it to the side, it stays to the side. You lean it down, it stays down. They are obedient. We love you so much. Okay, I'm done picking on you guys. Here's where I have to call myself out because I love calling myself out. The no eye contact people. Everybody always says eye contact is so important. Well, I'm terrible at it. I think after all these years, I'm just used to talking to people through a mirror. So I think I've lost my ability to talk eye to eye, which is kind of crazy, right? Because it's so important, especially in business. But I can't help it. Like when I'm talking to someone, I can make eye contact for a little bit and then my eyes just wander off. I have to look somewhere else. You guys are like, is there something more interesting on the wall? But sometimes I'm just more comfortable there. I don't know. Like if you guys follow me on Instagram, that's why I do these car sessions, I call them, where I'm talking as I'm driving, and that's why I can flow so easily when I'm doing that because it's more comfortable to talk and look away than it is even right now. I am low key cringing as I'm talking to you right now because I do not like looking in the eyes even of myself while I'm talking. But it's funny, going back to salon stories, I have a client and she was married to her late husband, but he was a Hall of Famer NBA player. So he's like a legend, right? And I became really good friends with her, with him. And he would always say to me in my Bob voice, the best imitation I could give of Bob, but he would say, "Let me ask you something. Why, when you talk to me, don't you look me in the eye? You need to look people in the eye when you talk." And I'm like, "Well, first of all, 7 feet tall man, I'm like 5'1". You are the most intimidating. I mean, he was so intimidating because he was kind of a smartass. And Bob, may you rest in peace. But he was such a smartass that you never knew when he was being serious or when he was joking. And I mean, he made me want to shit the bed, I mean, to be quite honest. And so there was always that. But yeah, it's really hard for me to look people in the eye. No kidding. I don't know. Is it just me? Is there anybody else out there? Because some people, they connect face to face, like people like my husband who's in sales. Others, they connect shoulder to shoulder. Neither one is right or wrong, I guess, right? Or no, wrong. Did I say right? Wrong? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm getting loopy right now, you guys, because you know how I love to ramble. And what that means is we need to wrap this up. Here's what I've learned after all these years working behind the chair. People think I remember their hair. And yes, of course, sometimes I do. Well, I would go as far as to say with my regulars, it's most times that I do. I do. I do remember the hair. But what I really remember, honestly, is them, like the actual people. I remember who laughs at everything. I remember who apologizes too much. I remember who always turns around to answer my questions. Yes, I will never forget you. I remember who tells me stories about their kids, their vacations, their promotions, their heartbreaks, their marriages and divorces. Hair is, I think, what brought us together, which is why it's been such an amazing career. It's like having a chair that feeds you friendships. Like that's like magic. So, this episode, it's not about the hair so much as it is the people. And maybe that's why I've stayed in the industry for almost 30 years. I don't know, especially now. I think I stay for the people at this point, and then the hair is secondary. So I want to know from you guys, which one are you? Are you the apologizer, the head shaker, cell phone head, or is there one that I missed that you want to add? And if there is, I'd like for you to put that in the comments because I have a feeling there are a few personality types that I haven't figured out yet, believe it or not. And I really think this is a fun topic. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to this hat. Can we? I have a client, her name is Ebony. She moved to San Diego a couple of years ago to take a job, and she still comes back to me to get her hair done. She was here this weekend and she gifted me this hat and gave me enough to give my husband, my kids. Isn't this hat though? She took a job working for the professional soccer team in San Diego. I don't know what it's called. I can't even find it on the hat, but I believe this is the logo. And this hat was designed by this is her logo here, but she's a local Mexican designer. She is badass. Like you can't see it because I can't take the hat off. I don't want to mess my hair up. But this hat, it is so cool. It has this really interesting shape, which I hope hasn't misshapen my head. But anyway, I don't care because I think it's such a cute hat. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.